Considering a Tesla Model 3, take a look at the car, hear a real owner's likes and dislikes, and discover if you should buy the car.
I like not having to put gas anymore. It actually saves up a lot of time. So we charge at home and we also charge at work.
Driving a car that doesn't use gas is the big appeal of Tesla to its buyers. And not only does it save time, it can also save money. As Tesla claims on its website, the Model 3 gives you gas savings of $4,300. However, they don't really provide any detail on how they came about that number. What we do know for sure, though, is that the Model 3 does qualify for a federal tax credit of $1,875. That is down from the original credit of $7,500 and is also set to expire soon.
We're actually wanting to live a more sustainable, eco-friendly life, and we definitely, after researching various electric vehicles and makes out there, Tesla was the one that we identified with the most.
With the most electric vehicles sold, Tesla is the reigning king of the electric market. In its other models, Tesla provided information on the size of the battery, but stopped doing so with the Model 3. So, no more badging or bragging rights. Instead, they simply have a standard Range Plus model, which goes 240 miles, a previously sold mid-range model, and a long-range model that goes 310 miles. Now, keep in mind that conditions like the temperature and terrain will affect this range. While this range is adequate for most daily commutes, how does it work for longer out-of-town trips?
So not long ago, we went to a place that was 300 plus miles away from San Francisco, and our vehicle gives us 264 miles. And there weren't any supercharger stations in the area or networks, so we had to stop almost for 4 hours to get our vehicle to charge and get the miles we needed to get to our destination.
At a supercharger station, it can take anywhere from 40 to 60 minutes for a full charge. On a level 2 240-volt charger, it can take anywhere from 10 to 12 hours for a full charge. So if you're going far, be prepared for some long breaks. Tesla, however, is doing everything they can to stretch those miles. Regenerative braking, which could take some getting used to, adds charge back to the battery. The fluid form of the Model 3 not only looks great, but it is also super aerodynamic. With a drag coefficient of 0.23, it is one of the most aerodynamic cars in production. Smooth continuous surfaces, an integrated rear spoiler, and wheel vents contribute to that number. A few other neat design details include the light cluster with the integrated charge port door and flush door handles. Attention to detail continues in the super minimalist interior. There's nice open pore wood, a waterfall style console, and an amazing front to back glass roof. One of the nicest details is the way the air vents are integrated into the dashboard. While I tend to like minimalist designs, the Model 3 interior feels just a little too stark. I miss things like the instrument cluster. Now, what is that material on the seats?
It's vegan leather. It's not an animal product, and it's another reason why Tesla is actually supporting the environment and moving forward with eco-friendly products.
What I really want to know is it gluten-free? I'm just kidding. Now, the most prominent item in the interior is this huge 15-inch touchscreen. You control pretty much all of the car's functions through there, even opening the glove box. This is where you control the navigation, which has a great Google Earth display, the climate control, music, and features like seat heating. It also has all the car's instrumentation, including information on speed, turn signals, and battery.
I like the software upgrades. They happen automatically over the year. And I enjoy it because I get to know and enjoy new features, new settings, new updates on the vehicle. It's really efficient.
But the screen is not all business. It's fun too. If you're bored, you can play a game or a prank. Need to make a note? Feeling festive? A little cold? Or want to see where you are on Mars? It's got plenty to entertain you. But what if it won't turn on?
One time I got into the car, getting ready to go to work and meetings, and the screen didn't turn on for a few minutes. I was in a rush. I definitely needed to drive right away, and I couldn't. I had to stop and wait and see what was going on. It eventually turned on after a few minutes, 2-3 minutes.
No screen, no car. Speaking of driving, the Model 3 comes in both rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. And these cars are fast. The long-range model does 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds, while the performance model does it in an amazing 3.2 seconds.
The drive is amazing. It's comfortable, it's very powerful. The minute you step on the accelerator, skyrocket.
But perhaps the most impressive driving feature is autopilot. Basic autopilot comes included. This will control the steering, brake, and maintain speed and distance. On Tesla's website is a $6,000 option which adds self-navigation from on-ramp to off-ramp, highway lane changes, self-parking, and the summon feature. It also states that later this year, it will be able to respond to traffic lights and stop signs and drive itself on city streets. I'm skeptical of these last two features as they're the hardest part of any self-driving technology. But on its website, Tesla has a pretty convincing video showing the car driving itself on city streets. It remains to be seen when they launch this technology and how well it performs. So, does Carolina recommend you buy, consider, or skip the Model 3?
Buy. As consumers, we have the power to support initiatives that take the environment and the people in mind first.
If you're considering the Model 3, take a look at our other owner reviews and let's get you on the show.